The Friday Morning Rant contains adult humor, adult language, adult themes, satire, humor, and pretty much anything that isn't PC will end up on this show. So it's the Friday Morning Rant with Shanehalfyard. It is Saturday, November 16th. I know, I'm late. But here's what happens, right? Alright, last Friday I couldn't do it because sick as a dog. It's the time of year where everybody's going to get their ass kicked a little bit by the cold or a flu. So that's what happened there. And I'm still fighting something. I don't know. And then yesterday, my wife comes home from dropping Cassandra off at school and just jumps back into bed. And my recording area is in our room. And I figured you guys didn't want the sound of a chainsaw in the background. My God. I don't understand how something so small can make so much noise when she's sleeping. Another thing I don't understand is how something so small takes up all the damn room in the bed. I don't get it. She's 4'9", people. Oh, God. She's going to kill me for that one. Jumpins. So, I got to start getting into Gotham. Might have talked about this last week. I'm not sure. Or the week before. And I'm going to tell you, I'm always behind on the shows because I don't get to watch them on TV. And then when it comes to Netflix, I kind of put it in the, add to my list. And then I go through my list. Well, I got to tell you, I'm enjoying this show, Gotham. It was it was an excellent series. It's a shame it's only lasted 5 seasons. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. It's awesome. It is awesome. So, you guys ever think that Disney kind of betrayed Netflix? You guys ever think that? Because think about it. Netflix and Disney had a really good relationship, right? They were making all these Marvel shows, tying them into the MCU. They were promoting the Marvel Universe movies. I mean, it was a very, good relationship. And then Disney went, well, thanks. Now we know how to stream videos and our content. So we're basically making Disney Netflix. So bye. Disney's a ruthless juggernaut, man. I'm telling you. They are some bad dudes. Like, woo! So, my wife embarrassed our children last night. Yeah, she did. Okay. Okay. Any guys out there, Filipino men or just or other men? No, I was going to say regular men. Filipino men or regular men? That doesn't sound quite racism, does it? No, I literally just mean any Filipino guys who are married to Filipinas and any non-Filipino guys who are married to Filipinas. Do you get this problem? And if you do, leave a comment down below. Alright? Like, seriously, leave a comment down below and see it and back me up. Does your Filipina pinch you, bite you, or hit you constantly? Like, is that a thing? Is that what Filipinas do? Because my wife will bite me, pinch me, or dig her nails in me, right? And sometimes it's just because she seems to be bored, okay? And when I know she's gonna do it, like if we're standing there talking and she's just coming towards me trying to bite me because I say something that makes her, quote unquote upset, but she's laughing, I'll press my forehead to her forehead to stop her, and I'll move with her. And then she gets mad at me. She's like, you need to stop stopping me. This hurts my neck. Because she's pressing on my forehead. And there's no way she's moving me. I'm huge compared to her. And I'm like, well, so I'm supposed to let you bite me? Yes. She goes, just let me do it. And there are times when I'll have my arm around her watching TV, and then she'll turn her head into my armpit. So then I put my hand on her forehead. And she goes, what are you doing? Because sometimes she'll bite me, and she doesn't bite like a little gentle little nip. She bites freaking hard. So I'll put my hand there to stop her. And she goes, I wasn't going to bite you. And I'm like, well, I don't trust you, bitch. Like, I don't know. Like, is that a thing? Like, guys, tell me. And Filipinas, any Filipinas listening to this, explain why you do it. Okay, why do you pinch, bite, or hit your man? Why is that a thing? Why are you doing that? I'd love to know why. I've already got some guys backing me up. My son, when he came here from the Philippines, I said to him, because he had a girlfriend in the Philippines, I said, did your girlfriend bite you or pinch you? And he went, yes. I said, do you know why? No, he goes. So that was a dead end. So like I said, guys, if your Filipino bites you or hits you, tell me why. Tell me. And Filipinas, give up the secret. Tell us why you're doing it. Okay? Tell us why. Right? Just give us a hint. I'm not telling you to stop. Okay? I'm just asking you to just give us an explanation. Holy jumpers. Woo, jeez. I'm telling you. It's definitely it was a new experience when I started dating a Filipina. Girlie wasn't the first Filipino I've dated, but you know, it's still she was the one I started dating long term. Definitely a new experience. You have to adjust and learn to adapt. And I imagine that in cross-cultural relationships, everybody has to learn to adapt, right? Like if you're an Asian dating a Canadian, you have to learn to adapt to them a little bit, and vice versa. And you know, it's just, you know, variety makes the world go around, right? It's nice, and you get to you know, compromise where you can and learn not to compromise where you can't. And that's what all relationships are about anyway. So, you know, it's all good. Just damn, it's painful sometimes. Oh, fuck me. So anyway, yeah. So back to the story. My wife embarrassed our kids, right? She bit me and tried to pinch me. And I grabbed the ketchup and I said, I'm going to fling this at you. Like it was a bowl in a dipping bowl. There was ketchup in a dipping bowl because we were all having French fries and yada, yada, yada. And I said, I'll fling this at you and get it all over you. And then she goes, without even hesitation, then you can lick it off. And my 16-year-old son and my 14-year-old daughter both just went, ugh. And which is funny because, you know, now my wife will say stuff like this to me, no problem. But she let that slip out in front of, like, people. And it was just hilarious. And she does that once in a while. Once in a while, she'll just, you know, just let something slip out of our relationship. Or something she wants in front of people. And then she gets a little embarrassed. Like, for example, one of our friends was complaining that her boyfriend wants to try, you know, anal sex, and my wife goes, "But she goes, why not? It's exciting." So then that just let the cat out of the bag, and her friend just looked at her, and she goes, "So I heard," and I'm like, "Yep, that's subtle, babes." Like, holy hell. I'm probably going to get some people in the comments, if anybody listens to the show, which, you know, not really. But one of the 11 is probably going to put down there, I can't believe you embarrassed your wife like this. Well, she knows what I'm going to say on here. I don't say anything on here that she's going to have an issue with. Ever. It's not who I am, right? So, don't worry. I have permission to talk like this. She knows it's all in good fun and good humor, and it's all right. And she has a great sense of humor. That's one of the things I will admit. I will tease her on how she pronounces words sometimes, but only in private. I do not do it in public. I do not do it in front of other people. It is just our private joke, and I just tease her a little bit. Okay? And that's it. She teases me about little things that I do or don't do, and I do the same thing. And we laugh. And we laugh hard. And I think that's important in any healthy relationship, is that you guys can laugh together. So, we're all right. At least I hope so. One of these days I could be on here going, that bitch took everything. Who knows? So I got an email, and I think this is one of the first people that ever emailed me on the show. And her name is Jem, and she has a question now about... Okay, the last time she emailed me was close to a year ago, and she had a boyfriend that was bragging about that he killed people and that he's dangerous and blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I said something along the lines of, it sounds like he's full of shit, and you might as well just, you should leave him because he's just a liar. And then I went, well, I said, unless he's not. I said, I don't know, because I'm not qualified for this kind of stuff. But anyway, the end result is I told him to leave him and find someone better. Because she was only 18 at the time. Well, she's 19, almost 20, and she has a question. She has a new boyfriend, apparently. So, here we go. Ba-dum-bum-ching. Hello, Shane. You may not remember me, but I asked you about my boyfriend almost a year ago. My name is Jem. Since then, I've been listening to your podcast and watch your vlogs. I still miss your comics. I thought they were very funny. Thank you, Jem. I'm still working on it. It's time, Jem. I don't have any. Anyway, I have a new boyfriend now and wanted your advice. I met him on Facebook. I am 19, almost 20, and he is 45 years old. Since we started dating about 3 months ago, he has been sending me a monthly allowance of 25,000 Filipino pesos. He has also sent me 5,000 USD to get my visitor visa to go to him in Australia. He has a good job and makes a great living. Should I go marry him? Thanks for your thoughts, Jem. Jem. Sweetie. I gotta tell you, your motivations doesn't sound very pure, okay? Alright, here's what you're doing. You're saying all the money he's spending on you. That's a red flag for me. Alright, if you had said to me something along the lines of, he's handsome, he's sweet, he's always thinking of me, I can't wait to talk to him in the mornings, or whenever you talk to him. I don't know, you don't say, but we'll say mornings or evenings, whatever. You can't wait to talk to him. That's what I'm trying to say. And then you might have said, and he's so generous, he's helping me survive in the Philippines while I'm going to school or something. Then there could have been a possibility that you were in this more than for his cash. Okay? Now, I'm not judging you. I know the Philippines. I know how hard it is to get ahead there. I get it. I really do. But, sweetie, when you go after somebody for their money, you're not going to be happy. Alright? Now, you also got to look from his point of view. Why is a 45-year-old man interested in someone he's old enough to be their father? A lot of people go, oh, age is nothing but a number. I don't care about age. Well, I do. Okay? If you can call me daddy and mean it, then no, thank you. Okay? You got nothing in common. There is nothing you have in common. Unless you're so socially and mentally immature that you have the maturity of a 19-year-old. It's like, come on. Really? You need that? You're so insecure in yourself that you need someone that young to be on your arm? Right? I mean, that's just... There's no way. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Not me. Alright? And, you got to think maybe he wants you there in Australia because he just wants a 19-year-old fuck toy. Could be it, You'll probably be 20 when you get this, so he wants a 20-year-old fuck toy, something to hump, right? And I gotta tell you, I'm willing to bet it gets easier and easier to manipulate someone who's poor with money. So you might want to be careful on that. Now, this could be 100%. I could be wrong. Maybe this is 100% true love, and I'm just being stupid. But I'm just saying, if I were you, I would really consider it. Sit down and think about: do you love him? Do you think he's wonderful, or do you think his money's wonderful? All right. Now, if you're upfront, right? If you're upfront with each other, if he says, "Look, I'm looking for a trophy wife. I can help you immigrate to Australia, get you a job, and during that time, you go to parties with me. You're on my arm. You're pretty, and we have sex." Well, that's fine. If both parties know up front that's what's going on, I actually don't have a problem with that, because at least you're not hurting anybody. If you both know that no one's being used because you're using each other, there was a couple here like that, right? There was a couple here, and the guy was. We were at a party. Okay, this is a funny situation. All right, this is where my mouth gets me in trouble sometimes. We're at a party, and we meet this fella. Okay. And we meet his daughter. And his daughter is older than his Filipina girlfriend. And his Filipino girlfriend is gorgeous. Okay? So I said something like, "That's a fine trophy you have, sir." Oh, the looks I got. My wife's elbowing me. And I'm like, what? This is what's going on. And, and this trophy wife, she was taking her duty as a trophy wife 100% seriously. Okay? Like, she took pole dancing lessons, stripper dancing lessons. She kept herself in shape. She posts on Facebook gorgeous outfits she's going to wear while she's waiting for her man. Like, she came, she was earning her trophy wife status, okay? Like, she came ready off the bench, ready to fucking play. And then, of course, conveniently, once she got her immigration, the two of them mutually divorced. And I'm sure he's out looking for another one for a while. So it's like he trades them in every 4 years. And I don't have a problem with that, because there's no children involved. They both know what's what. And they're just going through they're taking care of each other. Fine. Now, if that's your situation, Jim, then God bless you. Have fun. Enjoy Australia. But if you're going there and he honestly thinks he loves you and you are just going there because he's paying for everything, you guys are going to have a miserable life together, right? You cannot keep that act up for long. You can't make someone think that you love them for a very long time. I mean, I'm sure you could trick them for a bit, but eventually people are going to, you know when someone loves you or not. And it isn't the sexual favors that they do for you. It's the little things, right? Like the stuff that shows you that they're thinking about you. And you'll know. Anyway, Jem, this is up to you, but if I were you, I would seriously consider your feelings and go from there. If you don't love him, maybe you shouldn't be taking his money and stuff like that. I hope that helps. And thanks for writing in. You're in the draw for this month's $25 gift card, and you're also in the draw again for the end of the year $100 gift card of your choice. Anyway, take care of Gemma. Bye-bye. Now, this is what I've been hearing about. Okay, I've been seeing this on Facebook. I've been hearing this from certain friends. All bitching about Canada's refugee and immigration problems. Okay? And what I mean by problems is they're saying that they're coming in and taking up all the jobs and all that jazz. And that we give them so much, the Canadian government gives them so much free money and takes care of them when they're not taking care of, like, our homeless and blah, blah, blah. And to some degree they're right. Yes, they're not taking care of, the homeless isn't being taken care of. Okay? I get that. But homeless is a problem in every country. Almost every country around the world has a homeless issue. Right? And should that be dealt with? Of course, yes. But what about refugees and immigrants? Okay. Well, refugees are usually people that come over here to Canada or US or wherever they're going to go to because they can't live in the country they're in anymore. Okay? I knew a woman from my work and we dated for a little while and she was a refugee. Okay? And she told me, and she came here in the 90s, and she told me some horrific stories about how she got to Canada. All right? They were going through Albania. I can't remember the country they were trying to get to. But anyway, while they're trying to get out of Albania, they were avoiding rape squads, right? They were younger. They were preteen or teenage girls with their families. They were avoiding rape squads and other squadrons, kill squads. They're avoiding a lot of danger just to get out of there. And they couldn't take all their stuff. They just had whatever they could carry in a bag, and they hauled ass. And once they got to a spot where the refugees were welcomed, then they got processed. They got sent to Canada. And did they get so much a month to live off of in the beginning? Yes, they did. But they were required. She told me. Now, this is, again, in the 90s, folks. Situations might be different now. But in the 90s, they were given so much. But they were told that once they find work, they had to pay back a percentage of it. Okay? So they got the education they needed to help, the English to help learn English, to get their, their shit in order so that her father could become employed. Okay? Now, that to me tells me that their refugees are generally earning their place here. Okay? Because they want to work. Right? They want to feel valued. They're just grateful that they're not in danger anymore. Right? So they're not bringing down the economy. Okay? They're not. Yes, they're getting a leg up. But what is the difference of giving them a leg up and then we give people welfare that just don't want to work? Right? There are people out there that literally just don't want to work. So they twist the system and do whatever they can in the system to stay on welfare. Alright? Alright, so what's the difference? Well, I'll tell you the difference. The difference is the refugees don't want to stay on that system. They take jobs and they work hard, or start businesses and work hard, or get a job, build up money, then start a business, and follow it up by, guess what? They work hard. Alright? And then we're going to talk about the immigrants. Okay? Now, I found this article for immigrants and refugees, all right? And I'm going to share some of it with you. And I'll put the link in the description down below so you can read it for yourself. But they're talking about the facts of how immigrants affect Canada. All right? And here's a few of them. I'm going to read the headlines and then give you the gist of it, okay? Because there's a lot to read here, and I don't want to be here forever, and you probably don't want to hear me going on forever. Okay, so immigrants are the reason Canada's population isn't shrinking. Okay? If Canada didn't accept immigrants, the population would shrink due to a low birth rate. In the 1970s, Canada's birth rate dropped below the threshold needed to maintain a steady population. The birth rate must be 2.1 children per woman. I don't know how you get a per one, but whatever. To account for men, infant mortality, and other factors. All right? Now, our birth rate is, 1.6 births per woman in Canada. Now, this is something that's common around the world. Japan, their birth rate is shrinking. In other countries, their birth rate is shrinking. The population is shrinking. Shit is going wrong. And the reason is women have access to birth control, education. They want a career. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But you got to think about our population, folks. So the birth rate has gone down. Now, there's another thing you don't know. Immigration is good for the Canadian economy. Though there's a debate about the total economic impact of immigrants, typically population growth is needed to maintain a growing economy. If a country's population dips, the economy output usually follows. Fewer workers mean fewer goods and or services can be provided. So, economic output shrinks. Currently, Canada's economy is growing at a modest rate at 1.5% annually. Without immigrants to prop up the population growth, it's unlikely that Canada would be able to maintain this level of economic growth. And I agree. More people means more jobs. More jobs means more people buying stuff. More buying stuff means more stuff need to be made and or imported or exported. Depends on if you're the one making it. And therefore, we need those immigrants. Okay? We do. And I know I sound biased because I'm married to an immigrant. But when she came here working as a housekeeper. She didn't show up, sit around, go on disability or welfare. She came in the very next day. She was working. Okay, so there we go. Do immigrants drive down wages? I'm willing to bet the answer is no. This rationale is immigrants are willing to work for less than native-born Canadians. So Canadians are forced to accept lower wages in order to compete with immigrant workers to find jobs. This is not true. Canada's low unemployment rate means that there's plenty of work to go around, and many industries are actually experiencing labor shortages. When there are more jobs than workers, employers tend to increase wages to draw in talent. Some employers also seek out and pay a premium for Canadian talent due to their belief that Canadian-born workers require less training to be productive. While there is evidence that immigrants have a lower average wage than people born in Canada, it's typically because new immigrants find work below their educational level rather than because they sell their labor below the market rate. Now that's true, right? I'm gonna give an example here. Like most immigrant or foreign workers, they're working in the jobs like housekeeping. They're working at fast food places. They're working as a janitor. Those aren't exactly high-paying jobs. I'm sure there are other foreign workers that have higher-paying jobs. I'm just saying on average, the ones I've met come in here, and that's the kind of jobs they got, or they're home support workers. Not exactly, making it rain. All right. And here's a kicker. Right. On a city close to mine, there is a fish cannery plant. Okay. And they could only hire so many foreign workers. All right. And while they hired their foreign workers, they only could hire so many. And they said, well, we need to hire more because nobody wants this job. So the CBC News went to that city. I believe it was CBC. Pretty sure. Anyway, they went. I was watching this when I was at work. And they were interviewing people who live in the area. And they said, you're unemployed. How come you're not applying at the fish cannery? And they said, because I don't want to work for them for such a low wage. And they were complaining that they were paying such low wages. Well, it turns out they're starting off at like $13.50 an hour, right? Which at the time was like $2 or $3 above minimum wage, and they were offering benefits, right? For something you just need high school for, right? Like if you only need high school to do it, you can't expect huge wages. Like my job, you just need high school for, right? When I started there back in 2007, I don't want to keep why I'm saying 19, I don't know why, but it was 2007 when I started there. I was 30 years old, and all you needed was high school to get in this place, right? They started me off at $11.50 an hour, which at the time was like $2 more than minimum wage, okay? And I've been there 12 years, I'm up to $16.65, and I still see people complain that that's not enough money for what we do. And I'm like, if you only need high school to do it, you got to understand that means you don't really specifically need a certain skill. All right, these are low skilled jobs. All right, now my job, you do need a skill. There's an education. You take it for about a course for about a month, but if you can get it in a month course, come on. Now, why does someone like me stay there? Well, I stay there because of the benefits. Right, it's steady work, and I get great benefits, and I am grateful for it. But some people, they think, oh, well, I'm worth more than that. Well, if you're worth more than that, get an education and push yourself to get the jobs you want, right? Don't just expect to fall in your lap just because you feel you're worth more. I have a student, okay? He's a great guy. Love him to death. He put the work into it. He went to university. He took the long way around because he didn't go full-time because he had to work his way through university. Now he's got his degree, and now he's out there hunting for what he feels he's worth. And that's great, and I'm glad he's doing that. Most immigrants who enter Canada are admitted as skilled workers. There's a popular image of immigrants as people fleeing dire circumstances or an impoverished background in hopes of starting over in a new country. In truth, the number of refugees and immigrants admitted into Canada for humanitarian reasons, such as fleeing war, violence, or discrimination, is actually dwarfed by the number of skilled workers, business people, who immigrate to Canada. According to the Canadian government, 58,435 refugees were admitted into the country in 2016. That same year, 155,994 skilled workers and business people also entered Canada. Right? And that is insane, right? That's because they see this place as an opportunity to grow a business, to build a life. We should be thankful that so many people see us that way. That we are seen as a place where we can grow, be free, be happy. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Immigration ensures there's a steady supply of skilled workers. I agree. I'm not even going to bother reading that. Diversity is a selling point for Canada on the world stage. Again, very true. If we welcome every culture into Canada, because we're a big melting pot, as a whole, the world's going to view us as a great place to be. Other countries are going to want to deal with us, and things are going to go up, up, up. I agree. I'm not, And that was the last one. Now, the people I hear that immigrants and refugees are an issue in Canada, right? I find, now this is just my experience. If you have a different experience, please share it. But I find the people that have such issues with Canada being so open to immigrants, and refugees, they're the ones that pump out more babies than they can afford. They're the ones that have a dead-end job and going nowheres. Usually they're, thousands upon thousands of dollars in debt. And they're sitting around grumbling how, they could get a better job if immigrants were here. And that's because they need someone to blame for their shitty life. Okay? And so immigrants take the hit. It's all immigrants' fault. The immigrants are doing this to us. It ain't the fact that I pumped in 4 babies into this girl and she's not working because she don't want to work and I don't want to work. Fuck that. No, it's not that. It's the fact that immigrants are doing this. Like really? God damn it. Do you not hear yourself, dude? But that happens all the time. They get angry at their own situation, which they are the cause of. Okay? They caused it. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to work to help it along. So they have to find a scapegoat, right? And immigrants happen to be an easy one. Okay? They used to blame French for everything. I'm sure some people still do. And it's terrible, right? Look, I'm going to tell you something, right? The only people in Canada that would have a right to complain about immigrants is the Native Americans. Because, we let you guys in here a couple hundred years ago, and, well, we lost everything. Now we're just on a little patch of land. We're looking around going, what the hell happened? Didn't we own all this? So really, I guess if we really want to get technical, I guess those immigrational policies really fucked us over. Now, I make a joke like that once in a while, but I actually have no problem with how things turned out. I love my native people, but I also love, the European people I'm descended from, right? Like, someone said to me, do you ever wish that Canada, the whites didn't come and take over Canada? And I'm like, no, not even once. And they went, why? Well, we as the natives population kind of was at a standstill for a while, right? Like there was a point where they felt like there was no need to progress, right? So, they were hunting, they were killing their animals, using every bit of it, blah blah blah, right? And they were happy and content in that life, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, but in Europe, they were developing more and more advanced tools, more and more advanced technology, and that's what enabled them to sail around the world, things like that. So we would not have advanced at all. And I love my PS3. I love my technology. I love the fact that I got glasses where I can see a little bit. If I had been born as a native and say I was still legally blind, they would have named me something like He Who Runs Into Trees, and I would have been bait. They would have said something like, He Who Runs Into Trees, do you want to help us on the hunt? I'm like, yeah, I do. I would love to help you guys. I feel like such a burden. All you have to do is run across that cave mouth and run as fast as you can. I don't see how that helps. Trust us, it'll help. Okay. And then I'm going to be hauling ass past this cave where the bear lives. The bear's going to go, well, that smells good. He's going to run me down. While he's feasting upon my corpse, that's when he gets killed. Oh my God! Look, I'd just be like, hauling ass, I'm helping! And hear this growling behind me. I wouldn't be able to, I'd look back and all I'd see was this big, black, bushy thing. No idea what it is. Oh my God. So that's what happened if I was born fully Native American in a population where we have no advanced technology. Oh God. I probably offended a lot of people across the board. But it is just silly to wish to change that, right? We are what we are. What I feel about the Native people should do is we should just embrace the world we're in, learn to adapt while keeping a steady balance of the past. And a lot of doing that, and I'm glad, right? I really am. I'm glad it's starting to work out that way, right? No more pity parties because we're Native and we lost everything. Just get up and work the system, right? Don't be worked by the system, work the system. And I think that's what we can do. Anyway, I kind of went off on the side rails, but I always do that. You guys are used to that by now. That's all I have to say for now. I'll talk to you guys in about a week. And where the hell is my off button? There it is. Anyway, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye for now.